Hello, everyone. This is All-Star Hoop Talk with Shane.
And Ethan, because every team needs an all-star. All right, so today I think we should start off by talking about how the USA men's Olympic basketball team did yesterday.
How did they do?
They barely won.
And who did they play?
South Sudan.
Wow. What was the final score?
101-100, where LeBron James sunk the game-winning shot.
Wow. So if he would have missed, they would have lost.
Yeah.
Wow.
However, none of these games actually count towards the Paris Olympics. They're just preparations.
So they're kind of like preseason, getting ready.
Yeah.
Okay. And when does the Olympics start?
On July 28th, which would feature USA versus Serbia.
Okay. So is the United States men's team done with games before the Olympics start, or do they have any more?
No, they do have one more, which is against Germany on the 22nd.
Okay. So they haven't lost any of these kind of prep games yet, have they?
No, but they almost did.
They almost did. And, it's a bunch of NBA, all-stars that we're sending. LeBron James, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, guys like that. And they almost lost. Are they just not taking it seriously? Or they just, need to get on sync with each other a little bit better and stuff? Or what do you think?
Well, when you think about it too, yeah, it could just be that they might not be taking it as seriously as they would for the actual Olympics, but they are getting older, especially LeBron James.
That's true. And, a lot of these players, they've never played together on the same team either.
Yeah.
They've played against each other and stuff like that. So maybe they're still just kind of feeling each other out, you think?
Yeah, and that's why we have these preparation games.
Okay. Well, kind of along those lines, last night, the WNBA All-Stars played against the U.S. national team that's going to the Olympics. And how did that end up?
Well, let's just say that Team WNBA won, which is not the team that we're sending to the Olympics.
Right. And what was the final score in that?
I don't remember. Oh, 109-117.
And that the WNBA All-Star team that beat the women's national team included two rookies that are not going to Paris, correct?
Yeah.
Which two?
Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark.
Now, I remember there was some controversy when the Olympic team was announced, and especially Caitlin Clark wasn't on the team. Do you think that they kind of sent a message and said, look, you're not taking us, but maybe you need to reconsider because we're really good and we just beat you?
Yeah. And another thing is that Caitlin Clark, during that game against the women's national team, she broke the rookie record for the most assists in an All-Star game, which was 10. Well, she made it 10.
Right. And she had just come off a game like the day before or a couple days before or something like that, where she set the single season assist record, didn't she?
Yeah.
And how many assists did she have in that game?
19.
Right.
So it's not as impressive, but it's still impressive because she broke the record in the All-Star game.
Right, for a rookie.
Yeah.
For a rookie for assists. Yeah. I mean, she's amazing, and she's really starting to get her rhythm and find her groove now and everything. And so I think the second half of the WNBA season is going to be interesting. And they've got a month off right now. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so due to the Paris Olympics, the WNBA won't start having regular season games again until August 15th.
And that's just to accommodate the Olympics, correct?
Yeah.
Because they have quite a few of their players are in the WNBA, right?
Yeah.
I think they all are. Or are there some of them college kids and stuff too? I think they're all WNBA players, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it kind of helps them focus on the Olympics and not worrying about their team falling out of playoff picture or making it into the playoffs without them, type of thing, right?
Yeah. And another thing that happened, and so the team WNBA, someone on their team, I forgot who it was, set the record for the most points in an All-Star game against the women's national team, which was 34 points.
Wow. Who was that? I gotta find that out.
I don't, like I said, I don't remember, but those were 2 rookies made in one game, and it was against the team that we're sending to the Paris Olympics.
Wow. So it looks like it was
Arike, or I can't pronounce that. I can't pronounce the last name, at least.
I can't either.
I'll just spell it out. Ogunbowale.
Wow. And she set the record for 34 points.
Yeah.
Wow. And the WNBA All-Star team beat the U.S. national team that's going to Paris.
Yeah.
That's, like you said before we, started, making the podcast for right now, you mentioned that they're not the ones that we're sending to Paris, the team that won. What kind of message does that send?
Not a good one.
Do you think that the team that we are sending to Paris is going to be more motivated now and, more determined since they got handed a defeat at the All-Star game, that they're going to be taking it more serious and be more driven?
Yeah, I think they'll try, but now that I think about it, have they even had any preparation games other than that? Because those players, like we said for the NBA, they might have never played with each other before. So it might be their first game ever playing with some people.
Right. Well, let's pull it up here and let's see if they've had any kind of those pre-games already. I thought I saw it. So they played France.
Well, that was FIBA. So, no, that was against Team WNBA, that was actually their first one. Yeah, that was their first one.
Okay.
So, their first one against a different country will be USA versus Canada, and that will be on July 21st.
So today.
Oh, wait, no. That's FIBA.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
This is kind of... We got to get the...
Maybe they won't have any preparation games.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's try to see here. Trying to see if they've got a schedule kind of like the men's did, and if there's a pregame. Well, they had some qualifying tournaments back in February, but that doesn't really count. Yeah, it looks like the only game they had was versus the WNBA All-Star game, and then their first game starts on July 23rd against Germany.
Wow. And
that's their only pregame, because then the Olympics start for them on July 29th versus Japan.
So they will have one to kind of prepare and...
Yeah.
Okay, so at least that's better than none.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, and it's better than, because playing up against the WNBA All-Star team is one thing, because you're playing up against, players from the United States. So now you get to play teams from outside of the United States when you go up against Germany on the 23rd, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we've kind of talked about the Olympics for both men and women. What else we got to talk about?
The NBA Summer League.
Okay. Well, let's talk about it. So what's the standings like? Do you know?
No.
Memphis Grizzlies are still number 1 at 5-0.
Yeah.
And
the worst team, the Bucks, at 0-5.
There's 3 of them that are 0-5.
Yeah.
What teams?
The Atlanta Hawks, the New Orleans Pelicans, and like I said, the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? And,
yeah.
Then you get a few teams with just 1 win, a lot of teams with just 2 wins. Basically, everyone from the number 13 spot, down to the 24th spot are kind of all tied with just 2 wins. And then after that, you get several teams with 3 wins, a couple with 4, and then just Memphis with 5. So, but again, like you've said in the past, the Summer League, you're not having big stars playing or anything like that. You're just looking at the rookies and some G Leaguers coming up to see who they want, kind of on their roster this year, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so, has there been any other news coming out of the Summer League?
Not that I'm aware of. It's not really that big.
What about Bronny James's last game?
I didn't hear much about it.
He scored his career high of 13 points. So, it was more than all of his other, Summer League outings where he was only scoring, 4 points or less and everything like that. So, but the Lakers announced today that him and a couple other rookies will not play for the last Summer League game. They said it was due to, just the health of their players. They want to make sure everyone stays rested and well ready for the season and stuff like that. So, anything else to talk about for Summer League?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay. What else you got?
Well, we can talk about the Charlotte Hornets.
Let's do it. What do we got about the Charlotte Hornets?
Well, they aren't doing too good, I would say, in offseason. However, they have re-signed Miles Bridges to a 3-year deal.
Okay.
And they got a new head coach, which was the assistant coach for the Boston Celtics when they won the championship.
That's kind of big, isn't it?
Yeah.
But typically, brand new head coaches don't typically take teams all the way to the finals their first year in, do they?
No.
So, do you think the Hornets will make it to the finals this next year?
No, I think they're just trying to rebuild, get some good picks, which means that they would do bad, and then eventually work their way up to being a contending team.
And now, correct me if I'm wrong, Michael Jordan still owns a portion of the Charlotte Hornets, right? He's no longer the majority owner, but he still owns a portion of the Charlotte Hornets, correct?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay. So, do you think he is happy to see the team going in the right direction and trying to get winning more and everything?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what are your chances that the Hornets will make it to the playoffs next year?
I think it just depends how they want to play, because if they decide to have, a bad season where they want the number 1 pick, then obviously 0. But if they really try, I think they can maybe get to the first round. Probably not second, but second at most.
So you think they would qualify for the first round, or would they make it into the play-in tournament? And then play-in and then get to the playoffs?
Yeah.
Okay. And Seth Curry signed a deal with them as well, didn't he? So he's going to be on with them for another year. So he's a pretty good shooter. He's obviously not as good as his older brother Seth, or not Seth. That's who we're talking about, but Steph get those two names confused at times. But Seth Curry is a pretty good shooter, and so him and Miles Bridges will hopefully, have that veteran presence on the team to help them really move forward and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anything else we need to talk about to wrap up this week for basketball?
No, not that I can think of.
So the WNBA is going to be kind of on hold for a month now, and the Paris Olympics basketball is going to be starting. So we got a lot of basketball that's still going to happen, even though the NBA is still in their off season and the WNBA is taking that pause. So we'll still have plenty to look at and talk about, won't we?
Yeah, and just to remind everyone, the game tomorrow on the 22nd against Germany is not official. Well, not that. It's just that it doesn't count towards the actual Olympics. But then on the 28th, that one does.
Okay, and then that's the same way for the WNBA. Their first game starts on the 29th, and then they have a game on the 23rd. That's
one day after the men's USA goes up against Germany.
Right, so they've got games almost like a day after both of the men's games.
Yeah. So, for some reason, both of the USA teams are going up against Germany.
Huh, that's true. And I don't remember who the men's team was going up against for their first game in Paris. Oh, Serbia. And the women's team is going up against Japan. So it'll be fun. It'll be a lot of basketball to watch during the Olympics, and we'll still have plenty to talk about, won't we?
Yep.
And what team are we going to talk about next week?
Ooh, that I'm not sure. Let me check, though. Okay, so I think it'll be...
The Rockets?
Nope. It'll be... I don't know. Wait.
It'll be a surprise for us next week. Or later this week, I should say.
No, I'm determined to find it.
To let our listeners know before we go, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because we've got to know what team we got to talk about.
Okay, the Memphis Grizzlies.
Okay, so when we come back later this week, that's the team we'll be talking about. It's the Memphis Grizzlies, right?
Yep.
All right. So I think we just need to watch the Olympics starting up tomorrow, the last of the pre-games, and then as the Olympics start the following week, just to cheer on the U.S. men's and women's teams, right?
Yep.
All righty.
Well, this is all we have for today with All-Star Hoop Talk, so follow, and download us wherever you get your podcasts.